I'm cooking with gas once more. My foot pedal has arrived. Over the holidays, Mom gave me this fabric, which was given to her, and it's got real 70s style vibes to me. Looked up some photos of styles of the 70s, and we'll take a look at these photos. No, not my jam, but I think I can use it as inspiration, distill it down a little bit. So I'm thinking a mock neck, short sleeve, with like a fun sort of side seam sort of thing going on. And now this fabric definitely does have a right side and a wrong side. So I have to be particularly careful because my body pattern is smaller on one arm than the other arm. See the difference? This is the back piece, so the smaller piece would be on the outside. I make no promises, but I'm gonna see if I can get the stripes to line up between the front and the back. So if I put that right on a yellow line like that, this is the outside, and the smaller side is on the right. Oh, I actually want to flip this over the other way. Ooh. Double check is the key, huh? All right. And now the front piece. So let me line that up there. All right, so now let me measure here to make sure my lines aren't lining up here, which means, is this stretchy? This has got to stretch a bit more. So if I go like that to there. Perfect. And then this has to go right to there, right? Yeah, right there. Sleeves as well obviously means I have to have two different sizes. This is the front on the left, which means it goes this way. And then finally the actual mock neck part. So I think I'm going to go about 2 inches up. So it'll be 4 plus some seam allowance. Draw that in to here. Boom, neck. Now I'll put this thing together and I'm going to start right along the top. Serge the shoulders, top stitch, sleeves, serge, top stitch again. And so while I do this, editing corn, I hear you've got some rather tasty tunes that you need an excuse for the people to hear. Coming together, sleeve on that side there, sleeve, neck hole. Wow. Moving on to the neck, and so first just a stitch right along the edge. And I'm going to sew just a gentle curve in like that and then back out again, because this will end up being the top when I fold it in half. So it won't sit quite as loose here, but it'll kind of like just push in a little bit. This then gets folded around and in half, like that. There we go. Give that a quick pressing. Before I stitch it on though, let me just check to see how well it fits. Yeah, that's too loose. All right. Good thing I checked. I'm going to take out about an inch. Yeah, that feels... I think that feels okay. Pin in this collar. Stretches even on all the sides. Yeah. Hold on, is this the right way? Because then that goes on the outside. I've pinned it on the wrong side. Let's move the collar to the inside. Sorry, move the collar on the outside. Wow, I'm making a lot of almost mistakes today. Around I go. Stretch. Make sure this fabric isn't curling. All right, now let me check my handiwork, make sure everything got caught. Yep, that's in there. Perfect. Check the inside. Yeah. And what I'm gonna do is a nice little zigzag stitch just to make sure that seam sits nice and flat. But the zigzag is so I can maintain my stretch. Boom. All right, I need a break. Entertainment corn, why don't you give the folks a halftime show before we finish this thing off? So the other day, I was suddenly getting a lot of follows on Instagram. I follow the breadcrumb trail, and then turns out there's this podcast, shout out to you, Love to Sew, who mentioned me as a man who likes to sew. And then, turns out they even did a whole podcast dedicated just to men who sew. So I think we should have a listen here.
We wanted to round up some inspiring men in the sewing community for you guys to follow.
They probably mentioned me here too.
And we have a few to share. We have, obviously, Norris Dante 4, as we keep mentioning.
Shout out Norris.
Aiden Owen.
Yeah, our only man on the podcast to date.
Yes.
Props to you, Aiden, for being on the podcast.
The next one is at Mainly Menswear.
Ooh, that's a fun name, Mainly Menswear.
And last but not least, we would be remiss if we didn't mention Peter Lappin of Male Patterned Boldness.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm a regular on Instagram. I post just mostly sewing stuff. How are you not? Look, and I use the hashtags. Hashtag ISew, hashtag InstaSew, hashtag slow fashion, hashtag DIY fashion, hashtag sewist, hashtag so much sewing, so. What kind of hashtags do I have to use to get your attention?
Okay, lastly, we want to remind you of some men sewing hashtags that you can follow. So hashtag men who sew and hashtag guys who sew.
Yeah. Hashtag men sew too.
Okay, well, fair point. I guess I haven't been using those hashtags. Those make sense. I get. Okay, time to get the bottom notch thing sorted out. So first up, just serging around the edges to prep the corners. And then just part of the ways, not all the way to the top along the side of the shirts. All right. Now align the sides here. So I want the little side slit to be about, 3 to 4 inches. So I'm just gonna go 4 inches up, pin. So I'm gonna go right to that stripe there. Make sure everything's perfectly lined up, looks to be. Just a short, straight little line here. press that open. Same thing on this side. And then right along the bottom as well, give that a nice pressing, and I'm going to use that navy blue line as my guide. Head up along the side here, up the side slit. So right there, pick it up, go around, 90-degree turn, straight across to the other side. There we go. Up, 90 degrees again, and now down the side, now along the side, or along the front of the shirt. Back to where I started. Because this is such buttery, soft fabric, this joint here can get rather weak. So what I'm going to do is, right along that seam, across the top there, a tight little zigzag stitch. And then back and forth a little right at that point, just for some extra strength. The last seam on this shirt. But now's no time to relax, because this is where I make the magic happen of getting these seams to line up along the sides. And then right here, this seam that I used along the side, I gotta get that to meet perfectly with that. Circle down and out. Boom. Right there. Seam meets, circles out, ends here, and then that folds like that. All right, time for the big reveal. Starting off with the neck. Not too tight, not too loose. Just right. I'm liking these little slits I did on the side here. Perfect just to get the hand in the pocket. The fabric, it's just the softest, most gentlest of hugs. But the creme de la creme, the one thing I wanted to get right, and I did, was lining up the stripes on the side. Not bad, not bad. And even on the other side as well. Now I can just wear it as a straight, casual mock neck like this. Or I tuck it in and put on this casual blazer. A little something in the old pocket there. Yeah, kind of like that. Could be fun. Or I can put a denim button up over top. Gives it working class chic look. Head outdoors. Chop some wood. Which actually might not be a bad idea. Put some calluses on these soft palms.